G'day and welcome along to another video on the channel. Today is Trucking Tuesday and I've been trucking since 4:30 this morning on this game. This is brand new out today. This is Roadcraft. My name is KT and yeah, welcome to Trucking Tuesdays. Welcome to Slow and Steady Gaming. And like I said, I've been playing this for, well, it's now 12 o'clock, so I've been playing it for 6, 7, 8 hours. I don't think by any stretch of the imagination I'm further on than anyone else has probably played half that time, because I've just been taking my time with the game, understanding the mechanics and probably messing things up if you watched a couple of my live streams from early this morning. But here we are, I'm going to do a video on my thoughts on the game launch today. Here we have what looks like a Land Rover Defender, and looks super cool. I don't think you can really customize it. I've customized the color. You could put a logo on the door, but I didn't really dig any of the logos, so I took them off. We've got the tyres and the wheel rims here. I think the tyres on this one, we'll talk about the tyres on the pickup truck, but they look a bit more all-terrain tyres on this one, so I was a bit more happier with these tyres than what I was on the live stream. But oh, hold on a second. We've got an AI truck coming, so I'm just going to move out the way. Hopefully he's going to dodge around that. Yeah, he did dodge around the crane. Yeah, alright, fella. So he set routes, and yeah, we'll come to that. In fact, you'll probably see that in the next section of the video, but I'm doing this section last. But first, this will be first. Bear with me. So yeah, so overall, I think it looks pretty good. But like I said, I don't think you can change up the rims. I don't think you can really particularly change any bodywork, you know, snorkels and things like that. So I think that might be as standard, but things may change. Talk about driver. We've got a driver inside. You can hide the driver, but you cannot change the driver. So you can either have this guy or no one. And if you watched any of my Trucking Tuesday videos, we talk about sound and we talk about graphics and we talk about the movement in the cab. Do you remember the previous guy from SnowRunner? He would move his hands and he'd also fall asleep at the wheel, didn't he? And I used to love that kind of immersion. That I'm talking, he's bored, he's gone to sleep, and he's got, you know, he's getting 10 minutes kip because, you know, he's been on the go for 5 years, right? So this guy doesn't do that. In fact, he doesn't move. In fact, it's a pet gripe of mine. If I turn the wheel, we have got no movement on his hands or arms at all. And I think that kind of sums up the game. It's just the attention to detail that SnowRunner has, that this has. Look, he just doesn't move. So when you're backing it up, you want to see like the driver kind of like grab the wheel, you know, and Truck and Logistics has a person in there moving the wheel. I think so does Alaskan Road Truck, but this sadly not. So as I turn the wheel, in fact, looking at it, you can't even see the wheel turn. So if we jump inside looks kind of nice, really crisp. I've got to say, look at those dials. We've got rev counter, we've got speedo, mirrors also pretty damn cool. No rear view mirror, but yeah, all inside looks pretty sweet, to be fair. The wheel, the mirrors. What I need to check SnowRunner, but I haven't got it downloaded on my PS5. But you can also pop your head out the window. I bloody love that. I think that's also awesome. Now this comes on to something I want to talk to you about, is sound. That's reverse. Oh god, that's the AI driver. Let's pop our head back in. Let's race off down here. Going forward, it's alright. No real complaints. Handbrake on. Going backwards, I had to sell it. I literally had to sell it because it was doing my head in. That's reversing. And whenever I was reversing, or, you know, I was backing up somewhere, I was just like, why is it making that noise? Even if I go gently on L2 to back up, right? Alright, so if you don't go flat out, but... And then, I don't know. For me, I was just like, what have they done to the sound? Anyway, I can't take up too much time in the video. So we're going to take off. And we'll just... Of course, no damage, so I can just fly over here. Because they're not worried about it. I think that in itself is a shame. Because whereas before, you'd be like, oh, that's a bit dodgy, and you'd drop it down a gear, and you'd go over gingerly because you knew you were going to kind of like, you know, you were going to suffer some damage on your suspension. So at the moment we are in just rear wheel drive, all working okay. We've just got the front wheels just lapping up the lapping it up, but sometimes you'll hear the sound of like this weird, even in forward, right? It's just, I don't know. Sometimes it sort of over revs and sounds really... Wait for it. It sounds like a game. It doesn't sound like a vehicle, you know? Anyway, let's put it in all-wheel drive. Down through the mud. Oh, yeah, I don't know what they've done for these sounds. Now, when you come through some water... Is it me, or does that sound like tissue paper? That reverse. Do you hear that? I don't know. So this is the Land Rover. I sold it because I couldn't stand when it was reversing. That noise, even going forward, like, what? Why is it spitting up loads of water? There's no water here. I suppose we're near water, but we're not going through water. Look, all that water coming off the tyres. We're not even in water. Okay, we've got diff lock as well. Of course, those who know what diff lock does, so we've got all-wheel drive, so all the wheels are kind of got drive, and they'll move independently. So if the front right wheel is bogged down, the other ones will push through, and that one will just spin. And then if you put it in diff lock, all wheels move locked, so they're diff locked, and they'll move not just independently, but they'll move as a, you know, as a single subject. So in diff lock, that's what diff lock is. So overall this vehicle looks great, but sounds, in my humble opinion, because I bought the game so I can have an opinion, right? Sounds terrible. And I think they should bring damage in. Oh, I've certainly because you won't suffer no damage. So here we are sat in a lake. I didn't plan this, by the way. Now I don't care if you've got a snorkel or not. That's going to cause you trouble, isn't it? It has caused me trouble. Come on, out you go. Are you going to come out? Alright, maybe we could winch. Now they have changed the winch system. Let's see what we've got. Anything to winch off of. There's a rock. Not really, is there? So the vehicle's not suffered. I've just got it stuck. Oh, it might come out. I don't know. Come on, fella. You can do it. Right, okay, come on. We got any, can we winch now? No. Detach winch and yeah, it's not like a big winch. Considering this is a scout, we're not winching off much, are we? I can winch off that rock. Okay, let's try. Actions and pull winch. And attach winch. Anyway, I've buggered that, right, so, right, we'll come back to that. So basically I can just recover it. Let's recover it. And we will put it in this recovery area. Oh. Okay, on to the next vehicle. We're going to take it out. Let's go from one scout to another. I started with this scout. I've since painted it black. Okay, so take handbrake off, and we are in all-wheel drive. Okay, so I started with this one just because I like pickups. Although this is sort of similarly based on the Ford, isn't it? Looks like a Ford Raptor or something. How does it look? Looks alright. So you're unable to turn the engine off. You can't turn the engine off. You just have to leave them running. So there is no fuel, so I guess it's got no consequence, but you would genuinely turn it off. So let's have a look at our guy. Is he going to move the wheel? No. And neither does the wheel move either, and neither does his hands. What else have we got? I haven't found a horn. I haven't seen any beacons in the game. And what else was I going to say? Let's pop it to all. So you've got these hotkeys at the bottom. So you got square is all-wheel drive on and off. Triangle is diff lock on and off. And then you got beg your pardon, X, just for low gear and not low gear. So that's what you have. So that's low gear. And then push X and it comes out of low gear. So yeah, like I said, I've stuck with this as a scout. It's not ideal, but it doesn't have the worst sounding engine. So at least for me, I can sort of put up with it. Oh, let's take a look. This is convenient. Take a look at suspension models. It's always been pretty good in SnowRunner, to be fair. Yeah, let's just leave the rear wheels to do all the work. Yeah, you know, it runs okay, doesn't it? Okay, next thing I want to show you is this is a first look, first impressions. There's obviously so much more to the game as well, but we're now going to go over to the crane. And the reason I want to talk about the crane is because I had a bit of trouble with this morning. So we'll pop it to just so we, actually it won't hurt there. Should we move it slightly? Oh, of course that AI person is going to come out and start honking at me. Let's sort of go here, right? Well, okay fella, that'll do. Right, so no. So what I've done is you have a default setting, which I'm not going to show you, and you've got a legacy setting. Now the legacy setting is basically very similar to SnowRunner. So if you're a SnowRunner fan, you'd like the cranes. I couldn't get on with the default setting, so I used legacy, and let's have a look at it. So we've got crane functions, so we can crane control. So we're gonna, hang on a second, there should be toggle anchors, so we can put the anchors down. Okay, and then we can go to, bear with, activate crane controls. So at the moment we're sort of like in control of the truck, right? So activate crane controls, push down on the D-pad, and then literally R1 to lift the crane, L1 bring it down, just the same as SnowRunner. Obviously you've got a boom as well, and you push it out on the left stick, so it's exactly the same as SnowRunner. And for me, I'm really pleased about that because I heard about the crane controls. Is it worth... I don't want to change it back, so that's what I use anyway. I quite like the legacy crane controls. What do I have to show you? And we've got a crane here as well, which I was playing around with earlier. So we've got all types of cranes. I'm actually on the second scenario now, which is quite cool. I think we can move on to the next stage. Right, I'll see you in a minute. So here I am trying to put sand over this mud pit here in order to make a road through, and you refill the sand here. However, you need to be within the vicinity of a quarry marker, which is a sand quarry. So if you're outside that marker, you can't fill full of sand. Now, obviously there's been a lot of discussion around filling of sand. I do want to talk about the sound of this truck. So let's get within the vicinity of the sand. So what you do is you sort of just dip on the down pad, like on the D pad down, and then it fills full of sand from thin air. And then listen to this reversing sound. It's driving me crazy. Why does it sound so bad? Okay, let's go forward. The forward sound is not much better. Back it up a bit. Yeah, I don't know, some of the sounds in SnowRunner were amazing. I've been playing with this truck for about 10 minutes. It's already driving me crazy. So it's going to put a bit of sand on the back of this. Back it up a little bit. Okay, tip some of this out. I only want a bit really. That'll do. I don't know what they've done with the truck sounds. And also, there's no beacons as well. Okay, L1, open. Okay, cool. Right. So we'll just close that a sec. And move this to one side. Oh, what's closing it? I mean, truck models look alright. That's Sabre. Yeah. Let's pop it to one side. And we will... I did find out how to, so I still can't turn off the vehicles, I don't think you can. But, and I may be repeating myself because I'm sort of filming bits as I come along, you know, I think, oh, I've just filmed this bit a minute, so I'm going to put it all together, so I may repeat things. So, but let's move. So what you can do is you can hold down vehicles on the top left-hand pad, and you can flick to a nearby vehicle. I didn't know that earlier this morning. So we're going to go to the to this dozer here, and what you can do is change the control So we've got destruction mode, and we've got sand flattening mode, and this is what we're going to use. So we're in sand flattening mode, and we're just going to push some of this sand around. Now it sort of does it, like you literally sort of like, you hover over, I say hover, it doesn't push it, it's sort of like, it's almost like they've used a vicinity tool, or like, so it just sort of flattens it as the bulldozer approaches. So it doesn't necessarily push the sand. What it does, it seems to, is it sort of like, it picks up the fact that it's in sand flattening mode, and it then uses the bulldozer, because it's in the vicinity, to then make it flat. Does that make any sense at all? It makes sense in my head. So basically what's going on here is you're not necessarily pushing a sand. What you're doing is the bulldozer is, which is a real shame, to be honest. I don't know how to get rid of that information part. So you're not really pushing the sand. See what I mean? It's forming as the bulldozer kind of passes over that area. Does that make sense? Yeah. So it, you know, you sort of see the trailers talking about like pushing all this stuff, but it doesn't push the sand at all. It's sort of like, you know, it just forms as you pass over it into a flat surface. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, so I'm not too sure. I'm trying to just park this up here a minute. Oh, let's hold on a second. Let's just change mode. Yep. Put it up here out of the way. You're gonna go up. Circle. I need to get rid of that hint. That's really annoying me. Right, let's go to our dump truck. Where's our scout? Hold on. Our scout's here. Okay. I'm going to take the scout out. I want to use as many vehicles as possible. Not as many as possible, I mean, like, you know, for the video, like to sort of like have a... So we've got our scout here, we're in all-wheel drive. There's no need for deathlock, not really. But again, you know, because there's no damage, you don't have a love or care for the terrain that you're passing over, so in essence, you know, you sort of, you don't have that worry, you know. Okay, so I'm going to go down here. Basically I'm setting up a road so I can set up a convoy. I think I've done one, which was this one here, and it was so muddy on the left hand side, I decided to put the road here on the right. I suppose I could have done it all really, but that should be good enough, I would have thought. And then here's our new road. Do you know what, for the sake of it, I should go back and do that, shouldn't I? Let's do it quickly. So here's our scout, so we're quite happy with what we've done here. And then we're making our way up to this facility. I don't know if we need to do more, so we'll just park that there. And so these tires. Okay. And we will, I wonder if I can pick it up in the vicinity. So let's try. So we hold top left of the touchpad. Okay, that's cool. And I can quickly shift, so I haven't got to keep going back to the map in order to change, you know? God, I wish they'd changed the sound of that track. Okay, I'm just going to go back and we're going to do the sound of this mud pit here. Because I did decide to actually, I suppose I could just do this bit. Oh, stop. So we'll just refill it full of sand. And then we will use a tipper control. Oh god, I don't want too much. Okay, because we're in the vicinity, let's put that down and refill sand. Perfect. Okay. So it's close tipper. Pop it to one side. Like I said, I don't want to tear this game apart, but I just keep seeing things and just going like, ew, that's not very good. But ew. Okay, so we probably have to use the map because we're not in the vicinity of those other cars. We want to go to the dozer. So we will take our dozer back out, handbrake off, and we're just going to sort out that other bit of road that we were sorting. I don't know if it's sand. They haven't given me the opportunity to put tarmac down yet, so it's just sand. So I don't know if that slowly... right, let's do this bit here. I don't know if that slowly degrades at all. So we're going to change the mode. Oh god, can we drive it straight? Right, okay, so we're going to change the mode. So that's manual, destruction and sand flattening. So like I said, you sort of, what you do is we go around the front of the camera, excuse that information thing, so it doesn't really, if I zoom out as best I can as well. Okay, so, see what I mean? Does it push it? I don't know, I'd argue that it doesn't. It's sort of, for me, it's forming as we pass over, you know. Let's back it up. And just do that last bit there. That should be more than enough. So I mean, you know on Construction Sim, is it Construction Sim? Like I've played it, yeah, I've put a good few hours into that. When you push, it sort of like pushes the material, if you want to call it, to the left or to the right, you know, but you don't really sort of, oh, I didn't mean to do that, hold on, sand, yeah, I don't know, I feel like I'm being really picky, I'm not, okay, so let's just put this to one side a second, oh dear. Just to one side, please. That's it. Okay. And we will go to our scout. Right, let's scout the rest of it. So that's kind of 2 bits of mud done. That was working on. And see how the rest of the road looks. I bet you there's one more. Oh, now will that need clearing with the dozer? Hold on. Let's just grab the dozer for a second. So what's going on here then? So, manual mode. That'll do. And like vertical. I'm going to turn those hints off. That's really. It's still there. Okay. You'll have to forgive me. Right, let's just see if we can... I mean, they're only sort of twigs and stuff, aren't they? Okay. But I may as well do the rest of the scouting with this. Let's take that twig down. Oh, is that going to go as well? Or are we just going to pass through it? Hold on. Oh, it's disappeared. Okay. Yep, so that looks pretty clear. Didn't leave those boulders, did it? Let me try that. Hold on. Okay, right. Let's put it down a bit more. Okay, yeah, I will. That's good to know anyway. Okay. Right, how are we looking then? And let's just take that bit down there. Ah, okay. I suppose we could just move that as well. So, I am enjoying the game. I think... Go on. I think there'll be patches, I think there'll be improvements, and I think there should be some sound improvements as well. This bulldozer's not too bad. But some of the vehicles, I don't think sound very good. Put that there. And park this up here. I park them anywhere really, but as long as I put them, you know, to one side. So what else do we have then? We've got a scout, which we should be quite happy with now. Okay, let's circle, and so what do we have left to do now then? Plot routes. Okay, so yeah, this is what we're trying to do. We're trying to plot a route between the port and the transit point. So really, now I've done the... So here, so they're quite big tracks, fine. So we'll give them a bit of a berth here, and then here, here, here. God. Okay, bear with. I know this is really boring. But it's sort of the game, isn't it? You know. Over our makeshift sand road. Quite like the wind. Okay. Try again. Right. Come on, you can do it. Take a wide berth. Round you go. And a bit of a wide berth. For the sake of the video, we'll just continue, but I might need to check that route again. Unless it's just those two vehicles that need to make this pass. Because I can't see any other vehicles coming out, so maybe it's just those two. It's like Command and Conquer, this bit. Okay, so what have we got here then? So we could probably let's go to our there we go. Oh, I want to get rid of this sound. Come on, come on, come on, let's go. And we'll follow them in rather than watching from the air. So sand road over the mud pit. To be fair, sand in this rain would be just as awful, I would have thought. So yeah, first impressions are that the world looks pretty cool. The interaction between the vehicles and the ground is okay. Going through water is suspect for me. In fact, I might have to show that. I've never done a video where a game's dropped, like, you know. Okay, so they're going to go in there. Objective complete. Brilliant.
Good job there. We need a base of operations on the other side of the river. And that means we need a bridge. I don't suppose you've built a bridge before, right? Well, there's a first for everything. Oh, and if you want a steady supply of concrete slabs, I have just the thing. You can send a concrete slab convoy from the warehouse to the harbor base. Not essential, but it should keep our reserves up.
Okay, I'm going to leave this part here and we'll come back with a different part. So there we are. We're back now with a Veyron, which is very similar. Looks like a bit older than the one I've got in SnowRunner. But this truck is a different one again. Take the handbrake off, put some all-wheel drive on. This sort of sounds like it's crunching the gears all the time. Can you hear that? Let's take a ride. But yeah, so I think that's my first sort of impressions of the game. However, I gotta say, let's whip to the map a minute. Hold on. I gotta say, map looks okay. Going to the garage is becoming more familiar now. The cranes, the objectives, and overall, it's really nice to have a fresh MudRunner. It's not, is it, SnowRunner type-esque game. And I think it, you know, I'm going to settle into it. But there's a couple of gripes that I think hopefully they're going to iron out as this game gets older. Now, we always knew that games never launch as well as they look in maybe a year's time. I'm hoping it gets the love and support. But is it a recommendation for me? Do I want to score it? We're getting terrible you know, situations when people go, oh, well, I only give it a 4. And someone goes, well, I give it a 9. You know, so it's very, you know, again, you know, opinions are like assholes and everyone has one. Am I enjoying the game? Yes, I'm enjoying the game. Do I have gripes for the game? Yes, I have gripes for the game. So I think, you know, for me, is it a purchase? Well, I think if you've played SnowRunner and you enjoy SnowRunner and you're kind of want something else because you've been playing it for 5 years, I think for 30 quid this is probably worth it. I think there's going to be other people out there that's not going to be their cup of tea, and they'll wait for a deep sell, or may not pick it up at all. It's going to be Marmite, isn't it? This kind of genre is always going to be Marmite, you know. But that being said, I'm happy to have something different to play. You know, it's always been my go-to, my chill, and I think one of the problems, you know, with SnowRunner being so immersive and the attention to detail is the fact you get so immersed in it, you know. And I think when you've got the couple of things going on in this game that's immersion breaking, I think that's what's slightly disappointing. So, you know, I think I'm looking forward to seeing other people's streams. I'm looking forward to seeing other people's opinions on the game. That's kind of mine for Trucking Tuesday. So Trucking Tuesdays is something that's going to be a staple part of this channel, right? Just like Wild West Wednesdays. And over the last, 8 weeks, we've been covering trucking games, giving my first impressions of what I think is good, the bad and the ugly about all the trucking games. And then what I'm going to do, now that's done, I'll be revisiting them and just going on a truck drive, right? So for a video, until we get something new. But yeah, you know, it's a genre that I really enjoy. It's a genre that I'm obviously passionate about, and you know, so I'm always going to have an opinion. And what I want to be careful of is that I'm not too critical. But you can't help, you know, much like when you look at Truck Driver: The American Dream, you can't help but compare that to its predecessor, right? So, you know, you have quite a legacy with the Runner series. You have a really strong community, and then there's another AI truck. Okay, quickly follow the AI truck. So last thing I want to show you, if I can quickly get up to speed. Come on. We're not going to get there, are we? Look how slow this is. So what I want to show you was, and I don't know if we'll get there. So at the moment, the AI does seem to roll through water without making a splash. So it looks like, you know, if you're watching them, I don't know if we're going to catch up. I don't even think he's going to go through any water. So, has he left? Look, he hasn't left any tyre prints. You see my point over that sand? So he is leaving tyre prints there, but not on the sand. And I think with the water as well, he won't leave, like he won't cause the water to move. Sort of hovers over the top of the water. So it's things like that, you know, if you're going to implement AI, you know, you're going to have to give it the same immersion that what we've than what we got here, because otherwise, you know, it just takes you out of the anyway, we're going to revisit this game anyway, and I'm sure it will evolve over the coming years. But that's it from me. I'm going to go. I'm sure I must be near an hour. I will see you on the next one. I'll see you next Trucking Tuesday. I've got a new game coming up. It's not new, but I've got one that I've not covered yet, and it's going to be a bit of a spin on trucking. So I'll see you next on Trucking Tuesday. I'll be continuing to enjoy this game, and it will come back, you know, on another Tuesday, and we'll do a little bit more. But thank you to everyone who watches my videos. Thank you to everyone who hits like. If you want to smash like on the way out, that'd be super cool. If you want to subscribe, become part of the SAS crew, that'll be super cool as well. But thank you to everyone who stopped by. Have an amazing rest of your day. Feel free to drop your opinion. You might completely disagree with mine, and that's completely fine, because everyone, you know, has different opinions, and that's all good. That's a good thing, right? You know. You should be able to express your opinion. Anyway, I'm going to go. I will see you on the next one. Take good care of yourself. See you soon. Bye.